Hello, what's up mga boss? This is BossTL again. And today we are headed back to BGC Taguig. For the nth time, we are going to take out another one of their bikes, a Duke 200 2020. And we're going to use it over the weekend. So the Duke 200 2020 has been around for about 2 years already. So that long already, why are we reviewing the bike? As you guys know, BossTL PH started out with the Duke 200. So may sentimental value sa atin ang Duke 200, that particular model of the bike. Although it's not really our first standard bike or a bigger bike, because we had the 200cc bike before, it is the Duke 200 which introduced us to the world of big bikes in a way. Although it's not considered big bike in Duke 200 per se, but that started off our interest in getting a big bike ourselves. So the Duke 200 2020 is the second generation of the Duke 200 series of KTM. What we had was the first version. This is the second version. Although we know that, it is pretty much the same bike with the same engine, almost the same frame, we have yet to understand and fully experience what the differences are between the two generations, right? And also, during the previous months, we have got the chance to actually try out the Sport Pillen series, the 200 and the 390, particularly the 200. So we were able to actually experience how it is to ride the BS6 engine of the 200 series. Our first generation Duke 200 was the older generation, or was the older version of the Euro standards. With the recent releases of the Duke 200, especially the 2020 version, we know that the engine of the Duke 200 2020 is already Euro 5 compliant. Same as the Sport Pillen 200, right? It is BS6, and with that we were able to experience firsthand the difference between the acceleration of the Sport 200 with that of our old Duke 200. Medyo pigil. So pigil yung Sport 200. However, we are not sure if the configuration of the engine of the Sport 200 was made as such. Primarily, it was made to be specific to the Sport 200, knowing that the models Sport Pillens are basically, more on the classic scrambler type kind of bikes. So baka ganun yung configuration nila. Now, with the Duke 200 being on the Street Fighter side, we were assuming that is the reason why the acceleration of the Duke 200 is more aggressive. With the Duke 200 2020, we will be able to confirm if our assumption is correct, or whether it is really just based on the Euro standards that is restricting the acceleration of the bikes, both Sport Pillen and Duke 200. So watch that discussion in the coming episodes that we will be making in the next coming days. And also with the bike we were able to borrow, the Duke 200 2020, we will try to tackle the discussion whether it is still worth to buy a brand new Duke 200 2020, considering the fact that the price of the bike has already been marked up, and with that price you are actually able to buy a second-hand Duke 390. As I have explained in my review of the Duke 200 first generation, I have explained that normally when someone buys the Duke 200, it only takes them about a month to actually outgrow the bike, right? When you get familiar with the bike, you outgrow it, you want to move up to a higher displacement engine. Now, that being said, would I still be recommending the Duke 200 2020 if you can buy a second-hand Duke 390? So that will be our main discussion in that episode. So wait for that video. I'll be making a vlog of that, comparing the Duke 200 2020 versus a Duke 390. Alright? But for now, what we need to do is go to KTM BGC, fill out all the necessary paperwork, take out the bike, and enjoy it over the weekend. Alright? So yun lang muna. I'll talk to you again when we get to BGC. Alright? Talk to you soon. Alright mga boss, dito na tayo sa KTM BGC again for the nth time. driven off. Okay, Duke 200. Okay. Ayun o, Duke 200. Right. Okay, first impressions. Okay, so we got this bike practically brand new. So we got this Duke 200 2020. It has been almost 2 years now since this bike was released. And what do you know, we got the bike practically brand new. It has 300 kilometers in the odometer. So in a way, this bike is still new. Tayo yung magbe-break in ito, in other words. So first impressions of the bike. It is almost the same as my Duke 390. Somehow I could feel this bike is a bit lighter in a way, handling wise. I'm not sure about the weight, we'll check that. This bike is very nimble in a way. It's very easy to handle. It is as if I'm just handling an underbone. Well, as expected, this bike is already BS6, same as the Sport Pilen 200. So in a way, the acceleration behavior of this bike is very same as the Sport 200. Medyo pigil yung acceleration. I guess it would be, you know, the same for all BS6 because of the restricted exhaust. It affected the acceleration. But anyways, we'll find out more when we get to test this bike. So in the next few days, we will be riding this bike, getting a feel of it. We are hoping to get a good review of this bike, and as well, we are planning to have this compared against the version 1 of the Duke 200, as well as try to do a comparo of this version to Duke 200 2020 as compared to the Duke 390, and see if it's still worth buying a brand new Duke 200 2020 when you can already buy a second-hand Duke 390. So watch out for that video in the next coming days. But for now, we'll go home and make a review of this bike. Alright? So yeah, yun lang muna guys. If you like this video, like, comment, and share. And if you're new to my channel, do subscribe to BossTL PH and click that notification bell to be notified of our new uploads. Alright? Again, as I always say, stay awesome, stay safe. See you in my next episodes. Bye for now.